If we print enough tiles, we can make a map of Middle-earth.
Even with Hexton Hills and Zorpazorp's help, it would take a number beyond reckoning. More than 100.
Nearly 1,000.
But my lord, there is no such print farm.
A new power is rising. Its victory is at hand. This night, the print farm will melt plastic. Work, my minions. Print every tile. To New Zealand. There will be no end to printing.
We play and call it work.
This video is sponsored by Bamboo Labs 3D printers. I love map-based campaigns. You may have already seen the huge map that I created for our Age of Sigmar narrative campaign, The Lost City. Using the Hexton Hills 3D printable tile system, that map needed almost 600 tiles, which took me almost a month to print with the few 3D printers that I had back then. After posting the video, some crazy Australian commented, "When are we doing Middle-earth and Hex tiles, Maddie? Hee hee hee." Of course, that is Zorpazorp. If you don't already know who he is, he has a YouTube channel where he makes all sorts of content, but especially videos about Lord of the Rings. I was quite excited about the idea, so I jumped on Discord and quickly chatted with Zorpazorp about our plans to make Middle-earth with Hexton Hills tiles. Designing the map would actually be no simple feat. This 6-foot by 4-foot map would require over 860 tiles. Knowing which ones to print is not easy, but thankfully Graven Guild, the creators of Hexton Hills, have created an app on their website at map.gravenguild.com that lets you design your map for free, digitally, and then with the click of a button, get a list of all of the tiles that you need to print. It took me hours to design Middle-earth using Hexton Hills. I knew it wouldn't be perfect because I couldn't have every little thing that I wanted, but I made sure to include the most important parts of Middle-earth. And then it was time to get them printed. Thankfully, our print farm has grown significantly since the last time I printed, so it only took us about a week because we can print over 200 tiles per day. Of course, the vast majority of these tiles, except for the ones printed in resin, were printed on Bamboo Labs printers, X1 Carbons and P1Ps, which are my favorite printers for printing terrain right now. They print super fast, and on top of that, there's very few layer lines. They have really exceptional quality, and they're incredibly easy to use and maintain. Bamboo Labs sponsored this video, and we want to thank them for that, for sending us a couple of printers and other stuff as well. And so make sure you check them out. We'll put some links below. James worked extra hard to keep the printers running 24 hours a day so that we could get these done in time to send them off to Zorpazorp in New Zealand. Oh, and by the way, if you want some of these tiles, head on over to MiniWarGamingForge.com, where you can buy both the STLs if you want to print them yourself, or pre-printed packs if you don't have 3D printers. And for the first 50 people to do so, if you use coupon code HEXTON20, you can get 20% off the STLs and the pre-printed packs. But this is only part of the story. You see, Zorpazorp is a maniac, and he loves huge projects, especially for Lord of the Rings. So being the craziest Aussie in New Zealand, and maybe the world, he agreed to take on the second part of this project, which was to get all the tiles, assemble them together, and get them all painted. And he's already done. In fact, right now, you can go over to Zorpazorp's channel and watch the second part of this story, where he does exactly that and finishes off the map. I'll make sure to put a link in the description below. I can't wait to do more projects with Hexton Hills. Like I said before, I love making maps. What do you think I should do next? Barovia from Curse of Strahd? Or Faerun from Dungeons and Dragons? Or something from 40K or Age of Sigmar or something else? I'd love to hear your ideas. Leave a comment below. And if you want to learn more about 3D printing, head on over to @MWGForge, which is our secondary channel all about 3D printing. And as always, happy wargaming and happy 3D printing. Hey, 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 I'm not lower than 100 tiles. More than 1,000. If we print enough tiles, we can make a map of Middle-earth.
Even with Hexton Hills and Zorpazorp's help, it would take an innumerable amount of tiles. Nearly 100. Nope.
More than 100.
More than 100. Ah! It would take an innumerable amount of tiles. More than 100.
Oh, you forgot your second line. But my lord, there is no such print farm.
You got to do the first one.
I forgot that there was a second line. This is gonna take all day.
Yes.
Get the tear. Look a little sadder.
Look sad.
Look sad.
I think you